are we the team that's willing to go again and again?
I think the first day felt a little bit different this year. Obviously having so many new boys. So I was really looking forward to firstly just meeting all of them. I think that's the first thing, that first impression. There's always a thing that says first impressions last, and I think that first moment when you get to meet someone is always a little bit exciting, especially when you know you're going into a new season, going into a new sort of era, a new thing, and something new that we're trying to build at Sarries.
Don't mind mistakes, boys, but don't be within yourselves. That's going to be, all pre-season is going to be that. Don't be afraid to make a mistake. Make a mistake, someone else will pick up the pieces and we go again, yeah?
I think my first day of pre-season probably felt a little bit nervous. I was definitely excited. A lot of new faces, a lot of new boys, a lot of new people to meet, and it does feel like a very refreshed environment because of that. After the first meeting, which we had, which was led by Phil, I think it tied everything in together perfectly in terms of the things we want to go after as a group.
Phil doesn't usually speak in meetings, so to have him speaking, it was like quite a shock. He had a great speech and basically kind of set the tone for the start of pre-season.
So pre-season, every off-season, all coaches around the world will reflect on the season that's just been and look forward with excitement to the season that's coming up. And it often feels the same, to be honest. Often you find a way to try and repackage something to make something feel a bit different. But probably for the first time in a long time, this really does feel a bit different. All the coaches and I are dead excited. We honestly believe that the quality we've got in our squad this year is as good as we've ever had it, probably better. I guess that gives us an opportunity to reset, learn. We've learned for the last 15 years, and reset.
I think the difference this year is the amount of attention that we're paying to the connections amongst the group and showing appreciation to people working incredibly hard, people being good to one another.
Right from the start, we made it a main focus that it's all about people. Back when this sort of dominant era of Saracens started out 10 years ago with Bryn and all of it, they set out and said that the thing that they're going to be doing different is really caring about people. Maybe over the last couple of seasons, maybe that's lost a little bit of its meaning to us. And this season, we just really focused on seeing the good in people, understanding how important good people is to make an environment and to make a team work.
At the very heart of it, okay, all we ever wanted, there's a bunch of people who are going to fucking work unbelievably hard for each other. That was it. We want you to compete. We want you to love coming to work. We want you to a place where you feel that people have got your back, where you feel supported, where your best mates are. And if we get those two things right, then the environment's an environment where everyone can become the best they can be.
Well, it's different because of the people. You know, it's a new school group type thing, and because of that, we've been guided by a few things we think, you know, true Saracens spirit is all about. Because there's so many new people or newer, even staff as well, you have to re-emphasise things that you know. For the people that have heard it, re-emphasising is not a bad thing, but for the people that haven't, they need to know it, and that guides them to, yeah, to again, back to the things we want to go after, how hard we can work for each other and how close and tight we can get.
The best games I've ever had, the memories from those, it's always with people you're close with. I think that's why we all play team sports to a degree. It's to play with people that, you know, that you love, that you get on with, that are your best friends, that they're like family to you.
The group's become really tight. For me as a young player, like, being able to speak and connect with a lot of the older players has been really great for me. I think I've learned a lot from them, not in just the rugby sense, but in a life sense as well. I mean, it's been great to have some of those senior players really kind of build up my confidence and kind of put me in safe hands. So I know when I come onto that pitch, I'm in a good place and I've got people around me that will look after me.
It's who you are at the core of our team, who we believe we are. That's the thing that makes a difference. And the thing that just gives you that little edge, that gives you that extra 1% when it's needed, is the people you have around you, and not always talent, not always just dedication, but just a pure belief in each other. And I think that's what we are busy building with this new squad. I think that's what we are fortunate enough to get with the experience we still have with players who are here, and the new guys, and the way everyone has just been getting together and spending time together. That the whole buy-in is so important for every single member of the squad to believe the direction that we are going in.
Part of being here is competing in everything, and the competition allows you to grow, it allows you to learn, it allows you to get better.
There's a real onus on everyone working hard for each other. That competitiveness as well as that brotherhood is just a great combination.
Who stays in that fight the longest, and that's where we want to pride ourselves. That's where we want to show that we're the best team. It's when it gets a little bit boring, when it gets a little bit tough, when it gets a little bit niggly. Are we the team that's willing to go again and again and again? And I think we saw some of that today, boys.
Ultimately, by doing that, by coming and enjoying it and competing, it just creates joy, and that allows you to come back again and again and again, and you'll want to come back. We're seeing it in the flesh, we're doing it, and that's the most important thing.
So just speaking to Smalley there, like he's saying he doesn't remember it being this hard. I certainly don't in the time I've been here. But if we're going to be the team we want to be, this team that's improving, this team that's going to be dominant and outwork teams and quicker than everyone, all that stuff, it takes sessions like that today. To be this team, we need to work fucking hard. And everyone in the circle did that today. It's a brilliant, brilliant, brilliant start, boys. Let's keep pushing, keep trying to get better every single day. Great start. I want to be a good example to the new people coming in of what it means to be a proper Saracens player. And I think that's a term that's thrown around quite a lot. And you know, for me, the centre of it is being a good person, but it's also being a hard-working person. I wanted to show a real example in terms of how hard I work and how hard I'm trying to push myself, so that those people coming in, those people joining, like I said, see what it means to be a Saracens person. So make sure whatever it is, we're putting the effort in today. That's the only way we're going to get what we want. Right, forget drop balls, forget errors, forget everything else. Just make sure today, when it comes down to it, we're working hard. All right?
When you enter that building, it's about giving 100% of all you've got to make everyone around you better, to make yourself better, and to make the team better, and to make the environment enjoyable. And I think that's what it means to be an energy giver.
Nice, Zyl! That's good, boys.
Positivity, energy is something or a way I would describe myself. But I think it's more than just the rugby. I think it's ultimately who I want to be, lifting other people up, lifting those around me and making them better, ultimately lifting those up, because the more you lift people around you up and the more you inspire them and the better they become, the more they lift you up and the better we become as a team as well.
For our place to be full of positive energy, you got to be a fucking good bloke, you know, and to reinforce good behaviours and people that are bringing energy, we want people to be open about when that's happened. We created an award which you can vote for the FGB, the fucking good bloke.
Some of it is very funny, but a lot of it is serious and meaningful. And I think lots of different people win the awards. For example, it's not kind of all of the older lads. Yeah, it's also cool to see how much everyone kind of respects each other.
FGB brings energy. We just talked about the energy brought from Charlie and the rest on the pitch, off the pitch. It's just as important. And why is it important? For me, fucking joy. It gives us joy around here. You help each other, and it's important we highlight it.
I think it's so valuable. The more one guy stands up and gives more of himself, then the more the next guy is going to stand up and give more of himself. And ultimately we have a team and an environment of players who are just willing to work hard, who are willing to give more of themselves. And ultimately we will be successful if we keep on doing that.
There's a few contenders. JT, give me a list of training, made me feel welcome and celebrates when something good is done. Fucking JT, FGB, Contender Award. The main FGB award is this bloke. I want you to read it. And the winner is Ivan.
From a real young age, I once heard this little quote that said, true greatness, to truly be great, it's not only about being successful yourself, but producing others who are just as or even more successful. And that's just something that's always stuck with me. The more I spend time in this game, the more I spend time with people, the more I realize that life and everything is not about myself. And I try and live that way in all aspects of my life and the rugby field. And when I'm at Sarries, I believe that's one of our core values, is trying to be selfless, humbling yourself and trying to put those and the teammates and everyone around you ahead of yourself. And that's how you become successful. Spending so much time on the rugby field, spending so much time with these boys, it's something that's really important to me, and I try and inspire them the best possible way I can.
Win shit, boys, let's connect, let's go together, let's solve it. Yeah.
You drive in through the gates, or even if you get up in the morning, you can always make a decision. And that's a big thing, coming in with energy, an energy giver, giving energy, looking on the positive side. That doesn't always mean that you're not going to be critical of certain things, but looking to give energy to improve, to learn, to laugh. If everyone's doing that, it's a great place to be.
Energy is such a massive thing, especially in a team environment. I think as soon as one person gives a bit of energy to someone else, it's infectious. The club is full of energy givers, and that's what's made this pre-season so enjoyable.
A big part of it is being selfless, and there are so many boys in this group who I think are brilliant at that, and there are plenty that I think are better than me at that as well. It's caring for others, it's being the teammate that your teammates need you to be. That can show itself in many different ways. It can show itself on the pitch, but can definitely show itself off the pitch, and I think that's been a big part of what we've been doing this pre-season, is trying to connect more off the pitch.
Shows you that's not you.
Yeah, I think there's so many different variations of how people give energy to the club. Ivan, who's a bit of a mentor to me, he's such an energy giver that every day coming to training, kind of see his face, and he's just got a smile that gives off energy. And I think everyone tries to, especially this pre-season, give as much energy as they can, give more energy than they take.
It's so easy to get caught up sometimes and be complaining about the smallest little thing, but ultimately we're just taking away from the team. We're just taking away from what we need as a team to really be successful and to really push ourselves and our limits. So getting into the club is all about what I can give in order to make everyone else function better.
Predominantly on the pitch, you know, you want people to work hard, have incredible work rate. It's been a foundation of our success to celebrate the habits we're chasing. We know is a foundation for our team. We created the Wolfman Award.
The Wolfman Award, the Wolf of the Week. I get the pleasure of saying who's got it this week, but before I do, my lad, who many of you know, you'll see him about, he thinks he's one of you already, he's only 10. He wants to know what's going on here the whole time because he wants to play for Saracens. And he said, I told him that we're doing this award, and the reason I told him is because I want him to try his hardest when he's doing sport. And I told him what it was about, and he fucking loved it. Like, he absolutely loved the idea of like being the Wolfman. His mates called him the Wolf. And then he said to me, when you were playing, did you ever win anything like that? And I was like, no. I was more of an off-pitch person, benchman, impact, which meant nothing to him. But we were sitting in the car, and I did think, shit, how cool would it be if I just turned around to him then and said, that is exactly what I was about.
Sarries is full of very hard workers who you know, will give it their all, no matter if there's an award on the line or a trophy on the line. But I think it's great to highlight when people really try, and I think Sarries prides themselves on the stuff that people don't see. And when kind of you see a clip of yourself in the meeting, just working hard and giving that energy to the team, it's great to see. It fills you with confidence.
You show it's a cool thing to do within the group, like it's appreciated within the group. So then it really builds that excitement. It builds, you know, the feeling of someone like that really wanting to go out there and push themselves and get rewarded for it at the end.
This award is voted from the staff, and like I said last week, the kind of characteristics, your craft, the people that are going to fucking die for their teammates, fight like fuck all the time, never ever giving up like Pauli talked about, something's never done. And I would say there were so many names that came up, so many names. The person that did win is this guy. Yeah, Charlie, I think every single person that was talking, your name was pretty much top of the list, from how you've gone about your touches and your small stuff in terms of your craft, your passing with JT, your kicking with DV, the fact that you've sat with all the coaches trying to make sure that when you get out, you're going to know exactly what you're doing in the defence, and your work rate in these games to get backwards and forwards, never ever give up, and the amount of touches and interventions and how you've helped your teammates has been unbelievable, mate. So congratulations, you're the first Wolfman.
I think the main thing I remember from the award was not actually kind of getting it itself. It was more afterwards, everyone coming up to me being like, "Oh, well done, Brax, congrats, mate," and all those kind of small words from all the players, from all the, you know, England players and players that have played for the Lions numerous times was just really special for me. Yeah, that meant more to me than getting the award itself, I'd say. Sarries has obviously always been in my family. I remember from a very young age going to watch my dad, going on the pitch after the games and kind of celebrating with him. And those are very special memories, and I've learned a lot from him. He's been a great inspiration for me. I think I've wanted to play for Sarries since I was 6 or 7. I'm just excited for what's ahead, really. What my dad's always taught to me about is just being hardworking, working on my craft, being the best I can be, and that's all I can do. I think talent only gets you so far, but then your hard work can make you go a long way. So I think that's what I kind of pride myself on, and I think the club prides itself on.
Yeah, my motivation is the fact I do love this place. It's the fact that I want to be part of something brilliant. We often talk about taking it somewhere it's never been before, and I think with this group I definitely get that sense that it can happen. Injury is obviously part and parcel of what we do, and it was tough 2 years ago not being a part of it on the day when we won. It was tough last season not being a part of it on the day when we lost. It definitely has helped feed a hunger to therefore take this club to another final. I want to feel that from the other side. I want to feel that from the playing perspective. So that's definitely something I think about on a regular basis.
The one time where we need to go there, we need to be ready.
For me, it's how can I step up? How can I take more responsibility? How can I be more of a leader? How can I help more? How can I have more of an impact in the players coming in and the younger players? How can I influence them even more? Because now I have that role as well. That's just something that's been motivating me this entire preseason. How good can I possibly be to lead this team in a way that I can in the best possible way? It's definitely been a bit different. My first daughter is born Olivia. I think just from the moment she was born, how welcoming everyone has been, and how they've all just gone out of the way to send a little Sarries gift and make her really feel part of it. Just sums up what this place is. To have her being part of that, to have her see me play in a couple of months or experience Sarries and experience a place that we love is absolutely priceless, and I wouldn't change it for anything in the world.
Well, my biggest motivation is the opportunity again to see a bunch of people come together, work with them, and ultimately get a huge amount of enjoyment, but it would also have success. This is a different challenge with new people, but I'm motivated because there's so much fun, so much joy that goes into the journey, and that just gets you excited, and it really brings you back. And I'd say the other thing would be that there's always something new to know about someone. Smalley, Joe Shaw, Pearley, we've got Rob Webber who's joined us. I know a little bit, but not enough. I want to know more, and we've actually been learning a lot about each other in a proper way and opening up about our history, which I think's been brilliant.
I think once or twice a week we have someone just sharing something personal, sharing their life, sharing how they came to Saracens. They can basically speak about anything, but I think it's incredible the way how we get to learn and see into our teammates' lives and get to learn something new about them and something we probably never knew.
This little box, I put things in occasionally, just memories. Actually, a lot of the stuff in here has come from this environment of being in here, but there's stuff back there from young as well. And so on the weekend, I opened my Down Under box, which has special things in it. The Phillies ticket, this one here does. And that's a great memory I have. And I think all these things share just the things you get to experience here. That was the Crip.
Better for Nolasco this year. Oh, the bat takes off now, and that's swinging. Whoa, great catch by a fan.
Rugby touched me in this country, and there's no place like it, like the crowd and the energy and the places you played. It just struck me, and I knew this is the place. But the club wasn't what it is. It didn't have something to keep me there forever. And then the revolution happened in 2009, and obviously we know what happened. The club changed. The club changed to a club. And as you've heard and you hear again, it wasn't just a club about rugby and money, it was a club about the people and the relationships. And that is a family, that's what keeps you here. That's what makes it enjoyable. And I was loving it, and my family were loving it. We looked after, and it was a brilliant, brilliant time, and continues to be.
Yeah, I think kind of rugby players can sometimes put up a front or kind of act in a different way just because of kind of the environment they're in. But I think my story has been a great way for us to open up to one another. It takes a lot of courage for them to stand up in front of the group, but I think for that person it definitely earns them a lot of respect. Also, you learn a lot of interesting things about different people, learn more about their families, their backgrounds, their origins, their roots into rugby, and also different challenges in their life. It's also the academy that get involved, it's the staff that get involved, and I think it's a great way of the club connecting on a deeper level, which I don't think other clubs would do as much. The respect that I think it garners and also the deeper connections is great.
56, 57, 58, 58, 58.
The fitness this pre-season has been tough. It's really pushed my limits, which I've enjoyed, and I know it's pushed everyone else's limits as well. When we got to Portugal, everyone was kind of amazed at how lucky we are and the facilities that we were able to use. I made lots of stronger connections and stronger bonds with people, and I think that off-pitch stuff was also, it was great fun for one, and it also definitely brought us closer together as a group.
It's been a bunch of boys working really hard, but it's also been super fun. It's great to be with everyone at all times, and to be able to spend time together like this has been brilliant, so I'm very grateful we've been able to do it.
Probably besides that last 20 minutes, it's about as enjoyable as week as I've probably ever had here. I think the three things we said we're going to get after: connecting, competing, enjoying. We've done it in spades, especially today. So the day's obviously not finished. We've got some more enjoyment to come, more connecting to come, but as far as competing, it was unbelievable. So just well done to everyone involved. Thanks to all the staff for making it happen.
Lads, we just make a commitment now. I'm talking to the players, I'm talking to the staff. We don't play lip service to anything. If we're going to talk about doing something, if we're going to talk about being the team that we want to be, people that we want to be, we don't play lip service to it.
Yeah, I agree.
I thought it was very good on the whole. Still little bits that we've got to work on. let's just make a promise to each other now. If we say we're going to fucking do something, we go out there and do it. Okay, that'll make us a great team.
This has been my first full pre-season. I can't wait to play with a group of lads that I've got to know so well.
It's been one incredible pre-season so far. We've done literally everything we possibly can. We're probably the fittest we've ever been.
To be honest, I couldn't be more excited to kind of go out there and show everyone what we have done, all the work we have done, and hopefully we've got a good opportunity to shock some people this year.
If you're preparing for an exam, you're actually looking forward to it because you're ready. And I'm just looking forward to seeing it, actually see it on the pitch against real opposition. We're ready now to put it on the stage and then to let the season unfold, let the season take off and see where we go.